Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Armenia will get destroyed by Russia. Now, I don't know if Russia will destroy it or it's going to be Azerbaijan doing that with the help of Russia and others. As I said, there's two people over there, at least that I could identify so far, that I think don't work for Armenia. I think they work for Great Britain or Al Capone, or both. And that is the Prime Minister and the Armenian ambassador to Great Britain. Why? Because it's like someone tells you, don't go in that room because over there is a tiger, and he goes in that room. Unfortunately for Armenia, it's a small country in a very bad location for looking around at its neighbors, and doesn't have friends around, and it's a landlocked country. So if they think that they will get the French to help them against the Russians over there, I don't know what they're thinking, my friends. I don't even know what they're thinking. And I have here an article that 100% that will anger the Russians for good or bad reasons. Armenia just signed the Rome Protocol or something, where that means they are part of the International Criminal Court from The Hague, which under that arrest warrant that they issued, Armenia could possibly arrest Putin if he shows up in Armenia. That will not happen, but that could be considered a negative intention, an act. That's how the Russians are perceiving it. In the meantime, the Armenians, how should I put it, they were armed, or the foreign minister of France landed over there and said that they will provide them with French weapons, anti-aircraft missiles, and whatever they got over there with Mistral and shit. Anyway, let me show you what they did now. This is, I think, the cherry from the cake. Let's go to this little article here, coming from Reuters. It's from 3 hours ago, today on the 25th of October 2023. Armenia sees no advantage in keeping Russian military bases. Who do we quote? The Prime Minister. That's the Prime Minister and his wife. Don't say anything. I will not say anything about that picture, okay? Now, I would like Armenia to be free, independent, sovereign, and conduct its foreign policy the way they choose fit, and be friends and enemy with whomever they choose. The problem is that would be in an ideal world. In the world we live in, that's impossible unless you have a lot of nuclear weapons and you're a strong country, which is about 4-5 countries on this planet that can afford that luxury out of 195, right? Al Capone, Russia, China, India, Israel. I should have started with Israel actually, but it doesn't matter, and one or two more. That's it. So Armenia, let me show you its location on the map. It's very bad, right here. Armenia is right here. In the south, it has, Iran, Azerbaijan in the east, Georgia in the north, and in the west, it has Turkey. Turkey, no friends. Iran, I don't think so. Azerbaijan, definitely not. And Georgia is the only chance for Armenia to cooperate or have access to the Black Sea, where possibly could be armed by France. Here, look at this right here. France responsible for war in Armenia if, and I put in parentheses, when it starts. This is on the 8th of October, and I said in that continuation is president of Azerbaijan's president. You'll see. So France will be responsible for war when that starts. Why? Because they arm Armenia, and that's not okay. Right here, Armenia lost. Turkey joins Azerbaijan. Expect regime change in Georgia. Why? because only with a regime change in Georgia, the Al Capone weasels can have access to Armenia. Otherwise, do you think they're going to fly over Turkey to land in Armenia? Possible, but definitely will not fly over Iran, Azerbaijan, or Dagestan. Khabib and Islam Makhachev will not let them, okay? And if you want to go further, Chechnya, I don't think Mr. Kadyrov or what's his name, Chimaev, Kamzan Chimaev will let them go, all right? So that's a lot of shit, and this is Russia here. So it's not going to happen. Even if in Georgia, Al Capone succeeds in changing the regime because of a spontaneous, some demonstration, like in 2014 in Ukraine, when the democratically elected government of Viktor Yanukovych was deposed through a bloody coup protected and supported by the democracies, free world. Unbelievable. So that's why I should not believe this guy. So now you got here, Armenia will arrest Putin. Armenia chooses to be destroyed. That's what I think is going to happen. Okay, new Minsk agreement. Armenia tries to fool Russia. It worked twice. All right, and here again they met. Armenian foreign minister met the Azerbaijani foreign minister in Iran together with Turkey and Russia to do something over there, which I think is just a Minsk agreement. That's what's going to be. So let's go back to this article and see what they say. Armenia sees no advantage in continuing to host Russian military bases on its territory. Well, Russia, I think, sees advantage of keeping their troops on your territory, and I think that's all what matters. Why? Because you can't do much about that. If you think the West will support you, just look at Ukraine. And you are much smaller, in a better, worse shape than Ukraine. Why? Because you're right here. You see Ukraine? Ukraine has all the western part here and the south, let's put it, with NATO. All right, you got Poland, you got Slovakia, you got Hungary, you got Romania. You got all these guys that can support straight Bulgaria, Jesus Christ. Oh yeah, you can have Bulgaria down here, if you want to go like that. You can do that too. But it supported land connection. In this case here, you have no land connection, Armenia, with nothing. You need Georgia. And with Georgia, you're not going to do anything. And the Russians will not take their troops out. I guarantee you that. So it's unfortunate, my friends. I feel for the Armenians, but as they say, like people here, they have to know their place. Like Romania has to know its place. Hungary must know its place, has to. Slovakia, Poland, all these guys have to know their place, which is Al Capone is the boss. The same with you, my friends. You're down here somewhere, in the southeast. You have to know your place right here, my friends. You can't do anything about it. I mean, you can try and you're going to be destroyed. That's how I foresee. Now, it says, no advantage in continuing to host Russian military bases on its territory. After Azerbaijan retook the contested region of Nagorno-Karabakh, the Armenian Prime Minister told the Wall Street Journal, all right, in an interview published on Wednesday. They gave him a platform. Azerbaijan seized Nagorno-Karabakh, which is internationally viewed as Azeri territory, but had been run by ethnic Armenians since the break-up of the Soviet Union in 1990s in a lightning military operation on September 20th with Israeli weapons delivered to the Azerbaijan. And according, these events have essentially brought us to a decision that we need to diversify our relationship in the security sphere, and we are trying to do that now. This is this thing with diversify is this. I'm going to tell you something that's used in relationships. When your partner, wife, or whatever tells that she needs space, that means she wants to fuck someone else. That means she wants to diversify her options. Why would she want that? So the goal is different than that, okay? In this case, Armenia doesn't want to diversify. Wants to go with Al Capone. So, yeah, I want a little bit of space. I need some space. You want some space? I'm going to give you all the space in the world. Bye. That's the way it should be here. But hey, Russia cannot afford doing that, because in the next second is going to have Al Capone in bed with Armenia in his bedroom. So Russia cannot do that, all right? Cannot afford doing that. Sorry for using that example from real life. So now, if you want to give her space, then don't come to me and tell me she cheated on me. Too late, my friends, I told you. Russian military presence in Armenia includes garrisons in 2 locations and an airbase. Moscow has long been itself as a guarantor of Armenia's security in the volatile South Caucasus, a region crisscrossed with oil and gas pipelines. Got that, my friends? Armenia, take it easy. Take it easy. Because you're gonna end up destroyed, and these guys are gonna put a military government or puppet government over there, and the Russians will bring more troops. And as I said, in an ideal world, I mean, if you're not gonna have the Russian troops, you're gonna have the American troops. Why do you think American troops are better than the Russian troops? Can't you see, you know, what that woman has been doing to me? Is that a CCR song? So the same here. Can't you see what the Americans did to their friends and the guys that they didn't like at 1 second? They occupied them. Romania, let me show you this thing. These countries here, right here, these are under occupation, my friends. They say, oh, Poland is an ally. Yes, Slovakia is an ally. It's a NATO country. Hungary, Romania. These guys are under occupation of Al Capone. They just use euphemisms, my friends. Partners, allies, tralala, protectorate, tralala, for protection. You're gonna change a master for another master, but in the meantime, the original master is gonna destroy you. It's not gonna allow the other master to come over. I know it's ugly, but that's how things work in reality in our world, and you can't change that unless we pray really hard. And thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just, my friends.